Hello, hello. Hi, Brenda. It looks like a bunch of you are already getting on here. Terrific. I'm Deborah with Deborah Bucher Designs, and I'm in Surprise, Arizona. And thanks so much for joining me today. I think I have a fun project for everybody and something unusual and a little outside the box. So if you're just coming on, say hello. Hi, Micheline. Good to see you. So I did have a really nice post with a picture of, hi, Mickey, of my project posted yesterday, and then I had to edit it last night, and it took my picture off, and I didn't know that it did that until just a minute ago. So you guys don't even have a clue, hi Carol, what we're going to work on today, and yet you still showed up. Thanks so much. So what it is do you guys recognize this? This is a candelabra, and it was originally all silver, and I cleaned it really well with white lightning and rinsed it off. Hi, Sherry. And hi, Ruby. Thanks for joining us. And so I've had these for probably 4 or 5 years, and I found them at the Goodwill. I found 2 of them, so I have 2 sets of them. And I found them at the Goodwill, and the reason why I bought them at the Goodwill was because a few years ago, the last trip I made to Amsterdam, it was really kind of crazy. In all the restaurants and places that you went to, they had these candelabras like this and more elaborate ones, but they were all painted in black, and they all had black candles in them. And I saw them all over Amsterdam, like every bar, every restaurant. It didn't matter, if it was an expensive place or inexpensive place. I just saw them everywhere. And it wasn't Halloween. I was there in the middle towards the end of April. And so it wasn't like a Halloween thing, and it just stuck with me. And so I pulled this out of the closet and cleaned it really well with white lightning and rinsed it really well. I always tell you guys to be sure and rinse. Hi, Sandy. And then today I base coated it with Slick Stick. Let me get my jar of Slick Stick here. So if you don't already know, Slick Stick is for slick surfaces, metal, glass, formica. If the surface is shiny and slick, you're going to need to Slick Stick it. It's like it's for adhesion, and that's why it's called Slick Stick. If it's a slick surface and you want your paint to stick, you need to Slick Stick it. And so that's what I did. And so if you're doing glass, like I've got some a milk bottle here to paint, and so this one's been Slick Sticked, and this one still needs to be Slick Sticked. So that gives you an idea. And it's a step you don't want to skip. If you skip it, you're going to be sad. And so I Slick Stick this, and originally I had it in my head that I was going to paint the whole entire thing black and make it spooky. And then, you know how I always tell you guys to let your furniture talk to you? Well, this candelabra started talking to me, and I decided, when I do silver trays, I like them better when I leave some of the silver showing on them. So I decided to do that. So when I started painting, so I Slick Sticked it down here and left this silver rim and left this little tiny silver piece here. And then I was going to paint all of these like arms on here, and I might still, but for the moment, I left all of these silver areas on here, and I'll see how it looks as I get the black paint on it. What do you guys think? Do you have an opinion? Let me know what you think. So it's been slick sticked, and I'm going to use the Silk all-in-one, the silk paint. And so this has a primer, it has the paint color, and it has the top coat in it. So all I have to do is put 2 coats on it and it'll be done, unless I decide to go back and paint those arms. And then, because I originally thought it was going to be spooky for Halloween, and I bought the black dripless candles to put in it, and I went to Hobby Lobby yesterday trying to find a stuffed crow to like set on one of these arms. I thought would be super cute. I'm still looking for one. They didn't have any. But I just thought a crow sitting on this would be super cute. And so it may still end up turning out to be Halloween, or it just might end up being kind of an elegant candelabra painted black. But while I was painting it, I was also thinking, oh, wouldn't this be pretty if you painted it in a deep green for Christmas? Or painted it in a rich red, deep red for Christmas and put your candles in it. You know, it's just looking at a piece and upping the game on it. And also, I just love anything that's silver. And that's the first place I go to at the Goodwill, is to see what silver they have in. And I'm so happy that for whatever reason, people get rid of their silver. They just, I guess, don't want to polish it anymore. But my personal saying is if you love it, if you have something you love, set it on a silver tray, because it will be 10 times prettier, 10 times more lovely if it's sitting on a silver tray. That's my personal saying, and I've said it for years. Okay, so let's get started. I'll look and see if you guys have any questions. And I got to get my camera down here so that you guys can actually see what is going on. Okay, I think we're ready to get started. Let me see if you guys have any questions. Well, you guys, it's not letting your questions come up. I tell you, Facebook is a challenge. Every single week they've got something different going on. So I'll try to, if I can't see your questions, then I'll go back and look at them. Let me just go out and come back in. That's so annoying. There, I went out and came back in. Okay. So hi, Gail, Micheline, Mickey, Lisa, hello. Vanessa. So Vanessa, you love silver items too? Yep. I just have a hard time passing them up. Some of my favorite things. Hi, Carmelita. Hi, Ruby. Okay, so ladies, let's get busy. So I think I'm gonna scoot this over this way. And yep, that works, huh? Hi, Wanda. Yeah, I like it just like it is too. That's why I thought I'm not gonna paint all of this, and we'll just see what happens, because I always say just let whatever you're working on, painting on, let it talk to you, because it surely will. And so we'll just go with it. This is a beautiful black, you guys. Out of the silk line, I've used this quite a bit. I did a dresser up in Heber Overguard that's really pretty. I've done several pieces using this silk black. It's called Anchor, and it really, really, really is a deep, rich, gorgeous black. So I'm going to start down here at the bottom. And this was easier when I wasn't trying to keep it in camera, so we'll see how it goes. And it is going to take 2 coats. It took 2 coats of the Slick Stick. And I can tell by looking at it right now that it's going to take 2 coats of the silk. And like I said, all of the silk line, and I'm using an artist brush, but all of the silk line has a primer, the paint color, and the top coat built into it. So it does save you time and money on projects. And so, you know, if you're planning on painting your kitchen cabinets or your bathroom cabinets, that's what you want to use. Or I also carry the Wise Owl, and they have the equivalent called their 1 hour enamel, and that is the same. It's the primer, the paint color, and the top coat all in one can. So it does save you a lot of time and money. So I'm just painting on a smooth coat here. I think with this black on here, it'll really be pretty with the silver shining through, but we'll just wait till we get it all done and get everybody's feedback and opinion. But I was super disappointed yesterday when I couldn't find any crows. And I thought, well, I guess I can make one. I could either make one out of fabric and stuff it, or I could make one out of paper. I have one that I could print and make out of paper and stuff it. He's pretty cute. But I didn't have time to do that today. So we'll see what happens with the crow. But don't you guys think that's a really cute idea and spooky? And don't you think it's odd that they did that all over Amsterdam? Took the silver candelabras and painted them all black? I'd like to know what the backstory of that was, and if they're even still doing that, or if they have something else, another trend, a new trend going on. I love Amsterdam. Amsterdam, I've been there a couple of times. It's my favorite place to go, and I've traveled a lot. We had an exchange student named Krista live with us, and she was, when my kids were in high school, and she lived with us for a year, and I just fell in love with her. I still love her. And we're still close. She comes here and visits, and I've gone there, and you know, I know all of her family, her mother, father, and sisters. It was a wonderful experience. It was such a wonderful experience that my own daughter has hosted, she's on her 5th exchange student. She had, a few years ago, she had 2 twin sisters from China that stayed with her for her school year. And they're still in touch. She still hears from them. I think they're in New York at design school now. And then she had 2 the following year that were the best friends of the previous girls. And one was from Korea and one was from China. And then COVID hit, so they had to leave and go home early. And sadly, they haven't kept in touch, which is very sad. And then this school year, she took last year off because of the COVID issue. And then this year, she has a new student that just arrived about a week ago, maybe a little longer. And she's from Italy, and her name is Matilda. She goes by Maddie. Super, super nice girl. So it's always really fun to do that. I don't know if any of you guys have ever done that before, but it is a really fun thing to do. All right, let's see what's going on. Hobby Lobby should have some black crows for Halloween. Yeah, the crazy thing, Micheline, was I thought the same thing. I just thought surely they're going to have it. But you know what? They have already put all of the Halloween fall things on 40% off. So if you guys are looking for anything, it's all on 40% off. And they're in the middle of putting out all the Christmas stuff now. I'm like, you know, it's still 100 degrees outside. This is kind of ridiculous. I mean, I guess it's good for creators because creators need to get their stuff now and get busy on it. I feel like I'm behind, you know, I got my Christmas tissues designed, and there's still a few left of the Santa Clauses, all 4 of them on one page, you guys. And then I have the other designs as well. So I did get a head start on the Christmas. My fall tissues are designed and in transit, so I should have them probably next week. And all of that is available. If you're new here, all of that is available on my website, which is www.Deborah Bucher Designs. And it's up on the top in the description. So let's see. Hi, Jenny. Well, Wanda, I think that, you know, anybody wanting to do this, and like I said, I got this candelabra, I got 2 of them at the Goodwill. And I think this kind is probably what they use at receptions and weddings and such. And so, and I've seen them there before, but you could take any silver candelabra and do this. And as I was painting it, I just really thought this would be really, really pretty to do for your Christmas table too. You could drape some beads on it, put some holly and mistletoe. And I think it would be pretty painted in whatever Christmas colors you use. I'm still traditional. I still use the red and the green and the red berries and stuff like that. But whatever your Christmas color, whatever your Christmas theme, it would be really fun to have this, I think. And, originally I thought this was going to be spooky, but I don't know if it'll end up being spooky or just elegant. I don't know. We'll just let it tell us how it's going to be. It could actually be both spooky and elegant, because when Halloween's over and you take the black crow off of it, it could still just be elegant. My daughter has a baby grand piano, and this would be lovely sitting on her piano, don't you guys think? Hi, Sherry from Iowa. So Sherry, you need to paint your cabinets in Texas. Yeah, feel free to reach out to me anytime on any questions that you have on painting your cabinets. Any of you, I want you all to know that I'm here for you guys. So anytime you are working on any project, it doesn't have to be kitchen cabinets, it can be anything, and you have a question, text me or call me. I love to talk to you guys. I love to hear what you're working on. And I'm always more than happy to answer questions and help you out. So just reach out, you guys. I know a lot of you ladies are from Czech Savvy Sisters, and I can see you guys doing this and putting a check on your candelabra, and that would be really cool too. And this is going to take 2 coats. Sherry, did you see the live video I did when I was up at my daughter's cabin? We were up there for 3 weeks, so I did several lives while we were up there because I repainted her kitchen cabinets up there. She Airbnbs it when she's not using it. And so we painted the kitchen cabinets and put new hardware on them, and painted 2 bedrooms and wallpapered one, and then I painted the bathroom floor and made it look like it was wood plank. That was a really fun project to do, and people were like shocked. And if you haven't seen those videos, they're all up on my YouTube. So you guys, in case you don't know, I'm here every single Tuesday at 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And I'm on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. Sometimes I remember to load up on Instagram. Instagram isn't one of my favorites. I have something fun to show you guys. All right, so I need to dry this because I need something to hold on to. And so I have a new hair dryer. I went to the Roy Cycle retailer retreat about 10 days ago, and she had these really cool hair dryers. Let me get it right there. And it's a Ranger, says Ranger Craft Tool, and it's not a heat gun and it's not a hair dryer. You would never want to use it on your hair. It's a dryer for when you're painting. But listen, that's it. Hear how quiet it is? I mean, when we were there, I was like having to put my hand under it, and there were several of them going, just to see if it really was drying. And it is, but it's so quiet, and it was like, oh my gosh, I gotta order one of those right away, because it's terrible when you're doing a live and then you have to turn on the hair dryer and people can't hear you talking. Hi Jerry, thanks for joining us. Well, hello Vicky, so nice to see you. Vanessa, you're traditional at Christmas too? Hi Sunny, good to see you. I think of you every day when I look at my chart. I wanted to take another picture today, Sunny, and post it, but I just thought people are going to get tired of me doing that. But I have moved about 6 or 7 things off, either into the that it's in process or it's done. And it gives me so much satisfaction, Sunny, to see that there are actually things getting done. It just makes me super happy. Micheline, you're right. I can always spook it up, but then it can be elegant any other time. And Gail, I think it would be beautiful on sitting on the piano too. I'll have to ask my daughter if she would like to have it. So Micheline, you think that you could do checks on it too, black and white or blue and white? Yeah, I think that would be really, really cool. And Micheline, if you do that, I would love it if you would come back on my page and post it. That would be really, really cool. Hi, Anne. Anne's my good neighbor right down the street. She lives 4 houses away from me. So Anne, if you tuned in late, or anyone else, if you tuned in late, what I'm doing is I have this candelabra that I got at the Goodwill. Anne's a big Goodwill shopper. And I got it, honestly, probably 3 or 4 years ago, and just remembered they were up in the top of my closet. And my original idea was to make them spooky for Halloween, because I told everybody when I was in Amsterdam, I saw these painted black everywhere with black candles. And that's why I bought them, was to do that same thing, because I thought that was really a cool trend. And then it occurred to me the other day that I had these and that I should do it, and they would be really fun for Halloween. And then I thought, oh, it would be super cute if I put a black crow sitting on one of the arms of this candelabra, and couldn't find one. I made a special trip to Hobby Lobby. I burned up, you know, probably $5 worth of gas getting there and back yesterday, and then they didn't have them. What's up with that? Sunny, did you order one of these dryers? They're awesome. I really loved it. I loved it when we were at the retreat. I didn't even know there was such a thing. We learned so much at that retreat. Hi, Linda. Oh, Micheline, you already knew. You already have one? Look at you, girl. So I have to say, it's easier to paint this when I can hold it and do like this. I guess I can. I guess that bottom is dry enough. It's a, oh, but then I'm out of camera. So let me get back in camera range. Thanks, Sunny. That was, I said it to you a couple of times. That was such a useful tool that you shared with all of us. And I knew once you got started with your presentation that was a gold nugget for me, and that was one of the first things I did when I got home. And what it is, what I'm talking about, you guys, I can't tell you the name of it. It has a name, it's Japanese, and I couldn't begin to tell you what it was. But what it amounts to is it's an organizational way of keeping yourself on task. And using Post-it notes, you have a to-do list, and then next to your to-do list, you have, on mine, I have in process, and then my next column is anything that has issues with it. And then the next column is that it's done, and then you can put a big envelope next to the done and take off all your done Post-it notes and put in that envelope so that you can see over time how much you have actually accomplished. And it does keep me on task. And it's like during the day, I have so many things pop into my head that I need to get this started, and I need to get this picked up or whatever. And I try to keep it on the list on my phone, but this was so much better. So I put it on the pantry door, and when I get up in the morning and I'm waiting for my coffee, I'm standing there looking at that going, okay, what's the first thing that's going to get done today? And then I just get it done. And I think of Sunny every time I move something into a new column. It's like, this is so helpful. And every time something pops into my head that needs to be added to the list, my pen and my Post-it notes are right there, and just write it while I think of it and stick it up there. So I don't know if that's a helpful thing for you guys in your daily life and things that you need to get done, but that sure was a game changer for me. It is simple, but it is super powerful. You are absolutely right. Okay, one thing about this candelabra, you guys, is that all of these pieces move. So you can rearrange these, you know, to whatever configuration you want them to be. And so they're moving on me, and these all screw and unscrew too. And I can feel them moving on me while I'm in the process of painting them. And you guys, I am not a fast painter. I am very methodical. I don't know if you guys have picked up on that. and watching my videos, and trying to get in here and do a straight line is not something I can just whip out. I am a very methodical person, probably in most things. Let's see. Micheline, you know, I recently had hand surgery last Thursday, but hoping to get back. Yes, and I was thinking about you because one of my good girlfriends up in Pine Top just had probably a very similar surgery to what you had. And I was just talking to her on the phone the other day, and it's on her dominant hand, you know, the hand that she paints with and writes with and cooks with. So I hope you're recovering well, Micheline. Sherry, what am I doing on, are you asking these silver rings? Is that what you're asking me? If that's what you're asking, right now, I'm going to leave them just as they are. My original plan was to paint the whole candelabra black. That was my original plan. And you guys know how I always say when you're painting furniture or whatever it is you're painting, to let it talk to you. And so this little candelabra started talking to me, and she was like, well, I'm a beautiful silver candelabra, and I don't want to be painted all black. I want people to know that I'm a beautiful silver candelabra. And so I said, okay. And I left silver parts on her. And I may go back and paint, like the arms aren't painted. I left them silver too, but I may go back and paint the arms black. I just haven't decided. So I thought, well, I'll get this much of her done, and then she and I will have a chat and I'll decide what the next step is. And just so you guys know, I do drink, but I haven't had a drink today. Talking to inanimate objects is something I do on a daily basis. Just kidding. But honestly, you do have to let your pieces talk to you, because they will tell you what to do. And I just take things one step at a time. I'll have a general plan for something, but I just let it evolve on its own. And, you know, just be flexible. This little booger up here is tricky to get into. I wonder, oh, I don't want to do that. I thought I could just unscrew this part up here, but it's going to take my that whole arm off, and I don't want to do that. It might make painting easier. Okay, so that one's done, and you can see how they're moving around on me. That's right, Lisa. I agree with you completely. I wonder if Michelangelo did that when he was painting the Sistine Chapel. It's like, oh, you know what? Another angel would look really good here. So what are you guys all working on? Do you decorate for Halloween, or do you just skip right into fall? I've got some fun fall projects coming up. there it goes. I might actually decorate for fall this year. I haven't for a couple of years because of just various things, but I might actually get all of I have some really fun Halloween things. And I have a really pretty front porch. That's fun to decorate. You guys probably have all seen my flag chair and patriotic stuff on my front porch. Let's see, Micheline, can I post at the end of the video the paints you are using for the base coat and top coat, please? Of course, I'd be happy to do that. Just to repeat it for those that came in late, the white that I'm painting over is 2 coats of Slick Stick. And I will post it so that it's easy for you to find. Hi, Kathy. Thanks for joining us. I have a lot of the sisterhood on here, and I'm always really happy to see you guys. So that's what you use anytime you're painting on slick surfaces, metal surface, glass, IKEA furniture, Formica, anything that's slippery needs to have Slick Stick on it, and that makes your paint stick. That's why it's called Slick Stick. So I put 2 coats of that on earlier this afternoon and let it dry. And before I did that, I washed this really well with White Lightning and rinsed it really well with fresh, clean water, because you can do a beautiful job painting a piece, but if you haven't done the proper prep on it, it will fail. And it's like, it's too much work, you guys. It's too much work and too much money to skip the prep. The prep's no fun, but that's what will make your piece last a long time. And if you came in late, my inspiration from this was in Amsterdam a few years ago. It was a trend there, and I don't know why it was a trend, but so many restaurants and bars and stuff that I went into had all of these candelabras, and their whole candelabra, the whole thing was painted black with black candles. And so I found these at the Goodwill, like, I don't know, at least 4 years ago. It might have been longer. And thought, oh, I'm going to do that. That was really cool. And then I remembered that I had these tucked away up in my closet. And so I got them down. And I thought, oh, I'm going to paint the whole thing black like what I saw. And then as I started painting, I changed my mind. So I need to tighten this up. So we're just going to take it one step at a time and see what happens. And I originally thought it was going to be spooky. And then when I was painting the Slick Stick on it, I thought, oh, it might actually go from spooky to elegant or back and forth. You could make it spooky by putting, you know, a black crow on it, maybe hanging some black beads or something off of it. but then take all of that off and it could be elegant. I think this would be pretty sitting on my daughter's baby grand. I'll have to ask her what she thinks. She has very traditional taste, so this might not be her thing. And so I painted 2 coats of the Slick Stick on here so that this paint would adhere. And the paint that I'm painting is silk. And the silk paint comes in, I think there's about 20 colors now. And that's 3 products in one. It's the silk. It's the primer, it's the paint color, and it's the top coat. So if you guys watched me paint my own kitchen cabinets or my daughter's kitchen cabinets up at her cabin, that's what I used, was the silk. And for a project like that, it does save you a lot of money because it's all 3 products in one jar. Otherwise, besides the money that it's saving you a lot of time too, because normally you would have to paint at least 2 coats of primer on your cabinets, and then 2 coats of your paint, and then 2 or 3 coats of your top coat to protect your cabinets. Those are 3 products that you have to buy and paint on individually, where this just lets you do it all at one time. So it's great for those kind of projects. But I have used it on several other projects. I used it to paint some canvas that I wanted to mount some collage pictures on. And I just love, and I used this black, I used on a mid-century dresser up at my daughter's cabin, and I just fell in love with the finish on this. I just think this black is stunningly beautiful. So I'm going to get the hairdryer again. Oh, Gail, I'm so glad. Thank you for saying that, because sometimes I just think, you know, hi, Tara. Sometimes I just feel like, you know, it's like watching paint dry sometimes. That's why I try to get steps done ahead of time, so I don't feel like you guys are just sitting there watching paint dry. But I was excited to do this project with you guys because it's just something different, and I haven't seen anybody else doing candelabras, so I thought, woohoo! Well, Micheline, I learned from a friend when I used to live up in Prescott. She was like a professional thrift shopper. It drove her husband crazy. She would sneak stuff into the house and act like she'd had them forever and hide things. Or she would make me be complicit and say, oh, I bought this for her. Anyway, she taught me how to shop at a Goodwill, and to, you know, sometimes you don't look up. You're just looking at things eye level, and you miss a lot of stuff if you don't look up. And I can remember when I bought these candelabras. I'll tell you what I did. This was a trick I learned from her too, is that, you know, I think it's 2 Saturdays a month, they put everything on sale, 50% off. And both of us are convinced that they go along and well, I'm getting my stories mixed up. So anyway, we were in there on a Friday night when I spotted these 2 candelabras, and there were 2 of them. And I really think somebody, you know, after they had done a wedding or something, they bought them for the wedding and then got rid of them. I think that's probably what happened. But anyway, I took 2 of them and found a place to hide them. And then the next morning, you know, they opened up at, I think it was 8 o'clock on Saturday mornings that they opened up. But we were there in line at 7:15. I mean, there was already a line there. And so we waited in line, and then when we went through the door, we went straight to where we had stashed things that we had found the day before that we were coming back for 50% off. So that's how we did it, you guys. That's how I roll. Oh, Gail, thank you. Your check's in the mail. Well, she did. I mean, I'm single, so, you know, nobody can tell me what I can have and can't have, and nobody can tell me I'm spending too much money or that I just have way too much junk. All of that could be true. I could, you know, it could be true that I have too much junk or I'm spending too much money, but there's nobody here to tell me that. So, but she was married. Was is the operative word. She isn't anymore. And she would hide stuff. So she hid it at home, but we also hid it in the store so that we could get it the next day at 50%. And I'll tell you something else too. I could be wrong, but I highly suspect, you know, they have the different color tags every day. And it's rare to find anything with those tags on it. I mean, not impossible, but it's really rare. And I think they come along the night before and whatever the next day's color tag is, and that they pull the majority of that stuff off the shelf. So again, if we found something that we wanted, we would just stash it in the store and hide it until that color tag came up. And then we would go pull our stash. And sometimes I'll do that at Hobby Lobby too, because you know how they put everything on sale at 50% off every other week. And like I buy a lot of knobs and handles and stuff, hooks and stuff at Hobby Lobby. And I know they're going to be on sale, but if I see that they're low in inventory, and then, you know, since COVID started, they're low in inventory frequently because they can't get stuff off of the ships. And so if they're low and I know I'm going to need it and I'm going to come back in a few days to get it when it's 50% off, I'll do the same thing. I'll stash it deep in the shelves. And then I'll go back in a few days when it's 50% off and pull it out of my little hiding place. You know, a girl's got to do what a girl's got to do. That's all I can say. So I've told you all of my tricks. Oh, the other trick to the thrift stores and Goodwill is my girlfriend, she would go like 2 or 3 times. She lived up in Prescott, and she would go 2 or 3 times in the same day because there were 3 or 4 Goodwills in Prescott, and she would hit them all. And then on making her round trip around again, she would stop in because I learned from her that they're stocking all day. So if you didn't see something the first time, you might see something the second or third time you stop in. So that was another trick I learned from her. And I think for her, it was, you know, it was just the hunt. She found some amazing and extraordinary things. And I also have to say the Goodwill in Prescott is still the best Goodwill. I've never found anything as amazing as I did at the Goodwills and the thrift stores up there. Oh my gosh, that was the best thrifting. I miss it up there. Okay, so I'm in the process of putting my second coat on, and that's all it's going to need is a second coat. And just remember, it already has the top coat in it, so I don't have to go back and seal this either. Oh, hi, Nature. Good to see you. So, Gail, you just checked the top of your closet for any pretty candelabras hiding in there? Nope, just dust. Well, so sorry. I'm sorry. That's funny. So I know, you guys, that we're getting close to the 1 hour mark here, but I'm also just close to having my 2 coats on. So I'm just going to continue to finish getting the 2 coats on here. You're welcome to stay with me. That would be awesome and keep me company. And if you guys want any of these products, if you want this black silk paint or the slick stick, you can go to my website. It's www.Deborah Bucher Designs, and I also have a link at the top of this live, and place your order. I have a second one of these because I bought 2 of them. Oh, you know what else I got this week, you guys, that I was super excited about? I've been looking for them for over a year. And Marketplace on Facebook doesn't work for me anymore. I'm not sure why. It could be when I had to get a new phone that it just didn't load, but I haven't been looking at Marketplace. I didn't even know it wasn't even there on my phone anymore until the other day. And I realized it because I thought, you know, I'm going to just go on Marketplace and see if I can find any of the nesting tables, you know, the 3 tables that nest together. And I haven't seen any that prior to realizing I don't have Marketplace on my phone anymore. I just hadn't looked in a long time because I have a lot of furniture, you guys. I have furniture and craft projects to last me years. And so I just don't go on there and look because it's just too tempting. But you know, the other day it just popped into my head and it was like, you know, I'd really like to find some nesting tables. And so I got on my laptop because I couldn't get it to come up on my phone. And goodness sakes, there were a bunch of them on there. And there was one that was just a mile away from me. In fact, it was right across the street from a house I used to own. And it was really pretty. And she had, they were in good shape and they had glass tops on them. So I thought, wow. So I contacted her, went over right away. She was asking $75 for the 3 tables and I paid her $40. So that was a good deal, and they were in really good condition, especially with the glass tops on them. So that's going to be an upcoming project. But, you know, I don't have to go anywhere and buy anything for years. I have projects galore. And I'm really happy about it, you guys. You know, it makes me very happy to wake up in the morning and ask myself, what are you going to create today? David says you have fear of missing out because you're always on Marketplace. That's funny. Sherry, you have to leave for your online mahjong game. Okay, well, Sherry, thanks for stopping in, and I will look forward to seeing you next week. Peggy, you're not late. I'm still painting, so you're not late at all. I said to the girls that if they needed to go, that we were approaching that 1 hour point, and if they needed to go, that was okay, that I'm going to keep painting because I just want to get this whole second coat on here before I stop. So you guys can just stay here and keep me company, or if you have things that you have to get done, I understand that too. You're just awesome. I think this black looks gorgeous on here. So what do you guys think? Do you think I should paint the arms black too, or leave the silver? And in case you came in late, I have black taper dripless candles to put in here too. I just lost you guys on Facebook. I gotta go back and get you again. Well, you guys, that's really weird. Let me know if you're still on here with me, because on my Facebook page, I'm gone and it says that it's an unexpected error and I can't load my page again. So are you guys still here? Micheline, you're having a beef salad? I made a salad before I got started too. So what is a beef salad? Is it beef or beet? Okay, that's weird that you guys can still see me and my iPad dumped me off and won't let me sign back on. But I'm glad you guys are still here. I'm so glad I left some silver on here. I think this bottom part down here is super pretty. So it's hard for me to tell whether I have you guys in camera or not. So I'm doing the best I can here. The second coat is amazing on here. And just try it again, and it just will not let me do it. There's always something with Facebook. Okay, so I think I only have 2 more of these little candle holders. So you guys, if you think this is a fun project and somebody else would enjoy doing this, I would love it if you would sprinkle this around. I can honestly say I think it's a pretty unique project. Okay, did I get them all? Nope, I got one more. And I really do think that it would be really pretty for, if you did it for Christmas colors, I think that would be really pretty too. This is the last one, you guys. And then I'll set it down and put the candles in it. We can all see what we think. Okay. I'm gonna bring you guys back up so I can see if there's questions. Lisa, I used to decorate a lot too, and I really enjoyed it. And then, in all honesty, I went through some depression over the last 3 or 4 years. I just had a lot going on in my life, and just because of that depression, I just wasn't energetic about doing things. But I think I have finally pushed through all of that, and I think I'm actually in a really good place, even though, you know, this has been a tough year. I think it's been a tough year on a lot of people. It's been a tough year financially for me. And I know a lot of it has to do with all the Dixie Belle drama, but I think that that's almost past. And so I don't know. I feel energized. I have lots of good ideas. I feel blessed that I get to wake up every morning and ask myself, what am I going to do today? And you know, I appreciate you guys being so faithful and tuning in, and that makes me really happy. So I just appreciate you guys, and I can't tell you enough how much I appreciate you guys. So anyway, I'm going to put the camera back down, and I'm going to see if I can try this one more time because I would like to know that I have the camera in the right place so you guys, because I'm going to put the candles in it. Well, it's just not loading up on here at all. So I'll just give that up and switch over to putting the candles on. See what you guys think. Hi, Gracie from Washington, D.C. Okay, so do I have all of it in the camera? Almost. Let's see. There. Let's get some candles in it. So if you're just tuning in, we're finishing up painting this candelabra that was a silver candelabra that I got at the Goodwill. And I top coated it with Slick Stick, base coated it with Slick Stick. I cleaned it really, really well with White Lightning. And then I Slick Sticked it. And Slick Stick is for adhesion, and you want to use it on metal or glass, IKEA furniture, anything that's slippery. And then I painted it with Dixie Belle Anchor silk paint, and that's 3 paints in one. So it's the primer and the paint color and the top coat all in one. So all I had to do was put 2 coats of Slick Stick on for adhesion and 2 coats of the silk paint. I don't have to go back and top coat it. And I think it looks pretty awesome. And, you know, originally, I've already explained this, but if you're new, you missed it, that originally I was going to paint the whole thing, everything black, and it may end up that way. And I was going to put a black raven on it and use it for a Halloween decoration. But then today when I was top coating it, I just thought, I'm going to leave some silver because I love silver. And like when I decoupage silver trays, I like them best when I've left some silver. So let's see, can you guys see this? I'm going to take the camera off. All right, so there. Maybe if I go this way. There, that's better. With the camera backwards, it's just hard to get things in focus. But that's what it looks like. And so you guys put in your comments if you think I should paint the arms black or leave them silver. And if I painted the arms black, I would still leave the cups where the candles go in. I would still leave them. Why is this so hard? I would still leave them the silver, I think. but I'm completely open to painting the arms black if you guys think I need to. So thanks for hanging in there with me all this time, you guys. All right, let's see. Micheline, you love it. Oh, now you're swapping recipes. Oh, you guys are so funny. So what are you having, Lisa? You've got sometimes chicken, sometimes shrimp, sometimes avocado. Oh, and your salad? Okay. Looks nice, not so Halloweenish. Gorgeous. Thank you, Gracie. Leave them silver. It looks amazing. You love it as is. Thank you. Leave the silver. Okay. Sounds like you guys all want me to leave it silver. Gail says Dollar Tree. Oh, Dollar Tree has, oh, in the past. Okay, well, I'll run over there. I have two really nice ones close by. It's pretty elegant as is. Yes, Jeannie. I'm going to ask my daughter if she wants it for her piano room. Gail, you couldn't see too well. I think either way would be great. I'll take a staged picture of it so that you can see. It's a little spooky to begin with because I had a really pretty picture, and I think it's in the comments on here that I took yesterday and did my event, and then I had to go in and edit off my event last night, and for some reason it removed my picture. So I had a beginning picture of what it looked like before I started painting on it. So I'll post all of those pictures back in the comment for you guys. So thanks so much. You guys are the best. You guys have a great evening, and thanks for tuning in. And I'm here every single Tuesday at 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. If you want any of these products, just go on my website, and I would love it if you would share this with your painting buddies. You guys have a great night. Bye.